Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very interesting development that a lot of people aren't talking about is the fact that John Durham is going to use the testimony, or he's already used the testimony, from an FBI counterintelligence representative. And really interesting, Durham also provided grand jury testimony from, quote, the above-referenced former FBI Assistant Director of Counterintelligence. It's unclear to which official Durham is referring, but the title could be a reference to one of the people who served as the FBI's Assistant Director for Counterintelligence from 2015 to 2018. That's very interesting because you have all of these people who just investigated Trump within the Bureau, and they just needed a pretext to investigate Donald Trump. Now they're saying that they were duped. Now they're saying that they really didn't know that the Clinton campaign paid these attorneys, these tech researchers, Fusion GPS, a tech executive, Christopher Steele, all of these people. They're now saying that, well, we didn't really know what was going on, and it was a very chaotic time, but now we understand that the United States government was duped or deceived or manipulated, and this is a key issue. Durham is pitting both sides against one another. So you have a top counterintelligence official, really, the second in command of that division, who has already provided grand jury testimony, which can't be good for Michael Sussman, and it can't be good for anyone at that law firm. Law firm 1 is going to have other attorneys indicted. So Michael Sussman lied to James Baker, who is a central witness. So Durham's February 11th filing says the FBI General Counsel will likely serve as central witness at trial. So you have a central witness at trial, which is the General Counsel, James Baker, James Comey's top attorney at the Bureau. So Michael Sussman is going up against the entire United States government, the same United States government that he used to set up and frame Trump. The Clinton campaign, Fusion GPS, all the different moving parts now have witnesses. So there's a tech researcher, there's a witness at Fusion GPS, there's James Baker, and there's a special agent at the Bureau that will all testify. The special agent might testify, but the witness, the Fusion, the researcher, and the attorney at the Bureau will testify during the Sussman trial. So what on earth is what on earth is his defense? By the way, hit subscribe to this channel right now. I will have a live stream tomorrow evening. By the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody. It's tomorrow. And happy Mother's Day. Have a great day, safe day. And I'll have a live stream tomorrow evening at around, I would say, 8 p.m. Pacific or so. So be here on this channel tomorrow evening at around 8 p.m. Pacific time. Hit subscribe, and also hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel below. I have a very interesting analysis of why a congresswoman's communications director tweeted one of my old articles in the Huffington Post. It's kind of interesting. So go to the Stock Market Crash channel, and you'll see exactly what that's about. And you'll see my response or my analysis of that. But hit subscribe to this channel. We're almost at 200,000 subs, people. This is really interesting because this article here in Fox News, Durham probe has accelerated with more people cooperating, coming before grand jury. And it talks about the number of people involved. The number of people involved in terms of how many people are going to testify, or how many people have already given grand jury testimony. So At the trial, Durham in his filing also lists a bureau special agent who serves as a case agent for the Alpha Bank investigation. Okay, that's one. A bureau headquarters supervisory special agent assigned to the Alpha Bank investigation. 2 current employees at Agency 2. 2 current or former employees at University 1. One or two of the people who were the researchers, and a former employee at Internet Company 3. So I believe that is the Fusion GPS witness. I believe that's the witness. I believe that's what that's referring to, although I could be wrong. Let's see. But anyway, you're looking at a whole bunch of people who once, if Sussman is saying, well, it's not that big of a deal that we set up and framed Trump, or it's not that big of a deal that we obtained all this surveillance of Trump. See, this is the issue. They're obtaining surveillance of Trump, and they're communicating with one another. Saying, hey, we just need to find something, anything. Give us anything on Trump. Within the Sussman indictment, they're saying, give us anything on Trump, and we'll go from there. The government just needs a pretext. And then government officials, like I said, who once worked in conjunction or had this symbiotic relationship with the law firm that Sussman worked for, because there are other attorneys that did a lot more than Sussman. Michael Sussman wasn't even as involved, wasn't nearly as involved as other attorneys at that law firm, or at least one in particular. So here you have a situation where you have numerous people at the Bureau, numerous people who were either paid or were part of teams of individuals that obtained information on Trump for the sole purpose of getting an investigation going, not to save national security. And if you try to explain this to anyone who despises Trump, they don't even, it's like they get this glassy look and they look at you like they don't even know what you're talking about and they don't care. Tens of millions of people believe that this man was installed by the Kremlin, that Trump was installed by another country. They cannot believe that he defeated Clinton, and they also can't believe how popular he is, or that people would vote for him again. Because they're the ones who, if there's a disinformation governance board, they should start with the Steele dossier, which, by the way, the man running it doesn't want to, which is hilarious. It's like the disinformation governance board means they want a ministry of truth so they can go ahead and say, well, the government is saying this. Therefore, I mean, it's interesting, too, because, like, you're going to start a governance board, and what happens when you leave the Oval Office? How does that, like, what political side wants a government agency involved with sifting through information to save the public from bad thoughts or information that isn't accurate? What kind of world do we live in where we need Democrats to let us know what is true, what is false, as they work alongside law firms, internet companies, hire people from other countries to compile dossiers on their direct political rivals and fabricate these myths about Trump? And then they're the ones pontificating about truth and justice and what's information that's good, information that's bad. But you have a whole bunch of witnesses, ladies and gentlemen, a whole bunch of witnesses. And they're going to be used at the trial. Sussman, there's no doubt the man has to plea. He has to go ahead and negotiate some kind of deal, because Durham obviously wants a whole lot of information from him. Now, if he provides that information, if he doesn't provide the information, he'll lose and almost certainly go to prison. Okay? because what he did was deliberate, intentional, and it was a big deal. It was setting up and framing an incoming president. So it wasn't an example of what, they set up and framed George Papadopoulos, and the alleged lie that he told literally had nothing to do with the probe that they were engaged in. Zero. This lie to James Baker helped start the ball rolling on the U.S. government investigating an incoming candidate. That is huge. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here tomorrow evening for the live stream at around 8 p.m.